So we found out last night that Brock Purdy's elbow still is too inflamed to be operated on. He can't have his UCL repair or reconstruction yet. He's going to have to wait a few more weeks and then get it checked again, and then they'll see if he's ready at that time to have surgery. So I slept on this, thought about it, have a couple of thoughts. One, don't ever listen to the 49ers or any NFL team for that matter when they tell you when a player's coming back. I mean, let's review what Kyle Shanahan said. He said fairly confidently that Brock Purdy would be ready for the start of training camp. This, in hindsight, he said this not even knowing when Brock Purdy's surgery would be. I'm sure he assumed that it would be February 22nd, but it's not. So he didn't even know for certain when the surgery would be. Then we don't know what type of surgery it will be until the surgeon makes the incision and looks at the UCL for himself. So it's just a giant mystery. Kyle Shanahan spoke on it as if it was a certainty that Brock Purdy be coming back for training camp. We don't even know when the surgery is going to be. It could be early. It could be in early March. It could be in mid-March if it's still too inflamed. So I guess we'll see. And what's crazy about this, it's been 3.5 weeks since the injury happened. It's still inflamed. Isn't that odd? Isn't that a lot? Like, clearly it's longer than they expected. When they had made the initial appointment with the surgeon, they thought February 22nd would be the day, but now they need to wait a couple more weeks. That's odd. And it makes me think, like, why is this taking longer than expected? Maybe, is it possible that if Brock Purdy hadn't played in that second half with the torn UCL, that he'd be ready by now? Now, I know you're saying he only threw one pass in the game. That's true. How many passes did he throw on the sideline? Trying to test it. I saw him throwing passes on the sideline, trying to test his out. It doesn't feel right. Probably threw dozens of passes on the sideline, trying to show Kyle Shanahan that he's a good soldier. He's going to gut it out and get back on the field. If I'm wrong, please tell me. But I was at the game. I was watching. I thought I remember seeing Brock Purdy throwing a bunch of passes on the sideline. And then he was in the game, taking snaps from under center, handing off. I'm sure, all with a torn ligament in his elbow. I'm sure it felt all of that. And I'm wondering if maybe he'd be good by now if he hadn't done any of that. Because clearly that was all unnecessary. They didn't need Brock Purdy to get back in the game. They could have let anyone else hand the ball. If he wasn't playing quarterback, right? He was playing designated hander-offer. Juwan Jennings could have done that. Anyone could have done that. They could have done the Wildcat. So I'm curious about that one. It's too bad. That was unnecessary, and now this is jeopardizing the start of Brock Purdy's season. See what happens.